Hello there, this is Rom coming back at you with yet another smartphone couch video. Yeah, actually I could have did a car video today, but I said shoot, let me keep this up. Plus, I had mentioned a surprise yesterday. I said I was supposed to have Miss Mocha Angel come in and do something, but things happen. So we'll probably do something next week. That was a surprise. But anyway, men always hold to your standards. No matter what women say, hold to your standards. You got to have a standard out here. And, I was thinking about, I hadn't talked about that in a while. I ain't talked about that standard thing in a while, but you gotta have the standards out here. Now, women will try to get you to try to do whatever and try to talk about whatever, but haven't you noticed they'll have a double standard? Like, I saw some on that, The Gift They Keep on Giving, the balloon pop show. This dude said he ain't like the length of a woman's hair, and, this other woman was gonna jump on him about it. But hold up. Women will come up there and say they don't like a man's height. They don't like a man's shoes or whatever. It's like, okay, fine. You have your standards, because think about something. As a man, you spending your time, you spending your energy. And even though I always say you don't necessarily have to spend your money, you are taking up your time. You should be with the type of woman you want. And also think about something. It's your world. It's your world. That woman need to meet what your specifications. She need to be in cooperation with your operation. And a woman can always say, well, she wants this or that. Okay, fine. But if you don't want this and that, don't deal with it. Do not deal with it. Because if you look at the men at the top of the pyramid, the men I label Mr. Goodbar, the men at the top of the select, they only deal with women on their terms. And then when they no longer want to be on those terms, they get dismissed. The women get dismissed like the maid. And that's a serious thing. And that's how all men have to be. Because one of the saddest things I see out here, you get a lot of men, they'll put up with some stuff with some woman just because they either get a woman or thinking they going to get some booty or something like that from her. No. If there's something about it you don't want to be there, or she asking you to change something that's fundamental to yourself. I don't mean something major, of like your personality or something like that, but fundamental. And even in some cases, your personality. You don't need to deal with it. Like when you out here looking for a woman, you out here dealing with a woman, you need to actually know who's going to fit into your world. You got to have a standard. You got to have a standard of behavior. You got to have a standard of what she's supposed to be doing. Not like you going to change up what you going to be doing. Shoot, you out here, a woman expecting you to take care of her. She expecting you to spend all this money. Even though I ain't big on the money thing, she's still expecting that. Expecting you to be a certain height. Expecting you to look a certain way. She expecting all of this, to treat her a certain way. Well, hold up. Fair exchange ain't no robbery. This is what she got to do. And if she don't got to do it, look, first of all, don't treat her. I don't care how good she look. I don't care how fine she is. Because there's an abundance of women. If she don't want to be down for your program, get somebody who is. And always have that mindset. Don't change it. Because I'm going to tell you something funny with women. Like you get some women out here, they'll get a guy and they'll take that challenge of trying to change him. Trying to get him to do something. Maybe bringing him to a religion, bringing him to Jesus or the Great Pumpkin. Shoot, maybe whatever the case, they trying to change him up. But see, here's the funny thing I always found with women. As soon as they change you up, as soon as they got you like wearing clothes, acting a certain way, all of a sudden, that challenge is gone. They don't even want you anymore. You changed up for what? What, 30 minutes of pleasure? Shit, some of y'all less than that, but that's something for my Patreon. Which incidentally, always check out my Patreon. I always go deeper. I always get into sexual dynamic. Here's the thing. She'll take that challenge, change you up, and then don't want you anymore. I wish I had the proverbial dime every time I heard a story of a woman. She take that challenge, change up a man. He do all this different stuff, and then she don't want him once he changed up. No, you keep your standard. You keep who you are. Because first of all, let's think about that. She wouldn't even been attracted to you from the get-go if you weren't who you were. So that's the first thing. She wouldn't even be attracted to you. Second thing is, she need to be behaving according to a way that you want her to behave. You ain't following her. She need to be acting a certain way. Whatever it is. I ain't gonna throw out anything in general. It's just, it depends on you. It's your world. She expecting you to drive all over and take her to these places and do all this stuff. Well, shoot, fair exchange is no robbery. What's she doing? Is she meeting the standard that you are putting out? I want y'all to think about that. Because I see too many men, they'll change up everything just for that lady. Change up their haircut, everything like that. Now, you still want to have a nice haircut, but it's according to what you consider nice. You still want to dress nice. You still want to hear body game. Like, I always tell that story about that young lady I was cool with, but she wanted somebody stick thin. And I joked with her. I said, yeah, you know what, I'm gonna lose 20 pounds. I'm going to bend your legs back. And she was like, oh, okay, she welcomed me. I ain't make any attempt to lose that weight, because I was like, shoot, she need to like me as I am. And when I say as you are, let me be clear. If you some bum dude not doing anything, don't expect much. But if you putting out your best, you making sure the barber bless you, you making sure that you cleaning, you washing your ass, you cleaning up, you got a style, a signature style to you. And if a woman don't like it, she just don't like it. That's why I always talk about finding your tribe. Find the women who do like it. And then, even more so than that, her behavior. You don't want some trifling ass woman out here. Because there'd be some guys, they'll take that crazy trifling woman because she got a fat ass though, and thick thighs, which save lives. But shoot, even if she crazy, you don't want to deal with that. You want to deal with that woman who can roll with you. If you take her, let's put it like this. A very simple thing. Can you introduce her to your mama? Because you know mamas, shit, they don't play around. Can you take her around your family? Shoot, can you, if you like in the corporate world, can you take her to a corporate thing? Whatever it is, can she hang out with you? Shoot, if you one of those dudes drinking alcohol out of a brown paper bag somewhere, can she hang out with that? Shoot, you using some, I'll say, contraband substances in fresh air environments. Can she do that if that's your standard? You got to think, what's she bringing you into? Because if she ain't down for your program, what's the point? Because when you're talking about relationships, we're talking about somebody relating to each other. Now, you got it. She gonna have some stuff she looking for. But then, what are you looking for? Think about, can you deal with this woman? Are you going to change who you are and try to like change up what you about just for her, just because she got that fat ass or thick thighs that save lives, or nice breasts, whatever you got. And I've seen that with a lot of guys. You know, one of the saddest things I've seen, some men to get with some women will change up everything about themselves. And they could be men who doing something. They got some business idea, got some real plans, and they changing up just to get with that particular woman. Nah. See, if you dealing with a bunch of women, if you deal with 10 women, say you holler at 10 women, the only thing they have in common is you. They need to fit into your world. And yeah, they gonna have some stuff, and that's cool. That's cool. Like if her vision of how she wanna live life and your vision don't click, y'all just don't need to be together. It's just that simple. You got to have your standard, how she's supposed to behave, how she's supposed to carry herself, how she's supposed to speak, whatever you want. I threw some stuff out earlier, but, you know, you got to follow your plan. And she need to match your standards. And you got to have those standards no matter what. I don't care who you are as a man. You got to have some standards. You got to be like, nah, she need to be this. She need to be that. You know, it could be the religious thing. She need to follow that. You ain't changing up. Because, like I said, women don't respect it when you change your shit up any damn way. They don't respect it. So you don't even need to do it. So I want y'all to think about that. Now, this ain't being too long. Like I said, it was a plan to do something else, but I had to think of something at the last second, and I was already home. But, you know, things happen. Miss Mocha Angel, we got a plan to do something next week. Talk about what we were actually going to talk about today. But, you know, it is. I was going to ask her some questions, because like I always say, sometimes I got to hear from a lady about some stuff. Because, you know, some guys don't want to listen to me. That's cool. I don't know why you're on this channel if you don't want to listen to me, but that's okay. And I will say this. If you ain't getting something from me, don't listen any goddamn way. Get the fuck off the channel. And I do mean that. I ain't pressed about any. All I want is the riders. All I want is the wolves. Let me just say that. But I said I'd give y'all something, and that's an important thing. That standard thing, that's not talked about enough in my view. And I hadn't talked about it in over a year, so I said, shit, let me throw that out. I've gotten a whole bunch more supporters since then. And for those who might have heard me talk about it before, this is just a reminder. You going out here, like as a man, your first relationship is always with yourself. And you got to think about your mission, your purpose. Which women fit into that mission, bottom line. Which ones fit into that purpose. And if she don't fit in, you don't need to force it. I don't care how fine she is, you don't force it. She's either there or not there. There are so many women in this world, you can find that woman who's down for what you are about. And that's what you had to stick to. That's what you had to stick to. Because like I said a couple times even in this video, women don't respect that man that changes up for them. They'll take that chance of trying to change you up. And hold up, let me get into that for a second. If you're doing your thing and a woman trying to change you up, you need to cut it off then. I don't care how good she look or whatever. You don't have time for that crap. All right? You don't have time for that crap. It's too much stuff going on out here in the world. You need to be a man who's focused on his mission, and she need to be in cooperation with your operation. And if she ain't, okay, wish her goodbye. If she got a nice ass, you can watch her walk away and be like, damn, wanted to tap that too. Oh, well, get on to the next one who's probably better for you, all right? So anyway, y'all know I don't do I don't do videos like this over the weekend. I do my Sovereign Man videos. Y'all check that out on Saturdays. You know, I don't really get into relationships there. It's just being in control of your life. And then my stuff, my inspirational stuff on Sundays. So I'll get back to you next week, all right? With one of these type of videos, you know, because I already recorded, like, honestly, I already recorded my regular couch videos. I always record them, like, I recorded them Monday for next week. I always do them early. Like when I'm doing like one of these smartphone videos, either with the couch or driving the car or something, y'all get those day off. And you know, I don't do them on weekends. So I'll get something for y'all next week, alright? So, anyway. And hopefully Miss Mocha Angel, I can always say Miss Mocha Angel. She checked me one time. I can't call her just Miss Angel. Miss Mocha Angel, or some of y'all might call her Auntie Mocha Angel, whatever. We'll do something next week, all right? So anyway, y'all have a good weekend. Peace and blessings.